Radio Chapter 11 from my best-selling ebook, Men and Their Mating Games. This chapter, it's the last chapter, and then I've got a glossary of terms which I'll go through. This one's called Hormones, Self-Esteem, Expectations. Now, it's about various points, starting with hormones. Hormones being a powerful thing that controls a lot of our emotions and energy, sleep-awake cycles, stress cycles, like adrenaline helps with, and cortisol helps with stress cycles. They actually make men and women on a physiological level, like testosterone and estrogen, opposing hormones. They help develop our sexual characteristics, our moods, even who we are in some way. They're chemicals that help in that area, balance that area, hopefully. But if they're out of balance, then that area is out of balance. So just want to get onto maybe the pill, that it's only hormones are only small molecules, but they do alter men, women. So if you're on the pill, your resonance or your female energy would be slightly out of balance. So it could be giving off different signals, different attraction, pheromones. You might be attracted to someone you normally wouldn't be, or vice versa. They might be attracted to you in a different place, different time, because of that hormonal imbalance. And you know that women on the pill can get moody or put on weight. You can see the energy behind the pill that man happened to invent to put women on. So what I'm saying is just be aware of who you're attracted to and who you're not attracted to when you're on the pill, whether that's right or wrong for you. It might leave you talking to him instead of him, or him attracting to you instead of him. Just a side thought for you. But if you choose the wrong partner, for any reason, not just hormones, and it doesn't work out, and then we could make another mistake, then the negativity can build in our mind towards relationships and men. I'm just reading straight off the ebook here, if you see me glancing down. Just brushing over it. So what could happen is our internal thought system can develop that, I'll give this new guy a go, but it's going to fail. Deep down, subconscious mind goes, will this work? Am I going to get hurt again? I'm bound to get hurt again. Oh no, this could be another one. I'll give it a go because I'm lonely. Of course, we're not consciously going into a new relationship thinking it's going to fail. It's a subconscious background chatter. And maybe our fight or flight instincts in there as well. This is where I do say taking your time to find out his rhyme is the best way to go. Because pretty often hormones kick in, oxytocin, dopamine, feel-good hormones, and then we're attached to someone. That's not to mention hormones in our food, like especially in the animal industry. A lot of hormones used there. Next part is called, subtitle is Expectations, Love. Just add water. A chance meeting, a bump at a bar or at a social do, swap numbers. Is he going to call me? Oh my God. Will he show up to the date? Expectations can and will at some stage let you down. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. At this stage, he's Mr. Random. You know, he might have got on well. He could be married. So don't get too hung up on a stranger at this point, unless you want him to fulfill some fairy tale. Let him come up with the goods. Let him show you his salt. And look, if he doesn't text you or show up to the date, doesn't mean he's just not that into you. It means he's done you a favour. Okay? So a relationship's built on solid ground, not fickle behaviour. And look, don't put all your self-esteem eggs into one basket. Mr. Random's basket, you only just met him. So we're putting all our hopes and dreams and expectations onto someone else's decisions, words and actions. Can you see the weakness there? There is. You're leaving yourself vulnerable. Positively hopeful without being put too much weight on the person, situation, and pressure can scare people off too. So you need to slow down, and a good investment takes time. Slow down a little bit. Okay? Now, and if he doesn't dig you, like I said, if he doesn't dig you, that's not your problem. He's done you a favour. He's saved you a lot of dates and money, dates, time. Time's the most precious thing you can give someone. You might be all flattering at first, calling you a lot. Out of calling you too much or not calling you at all, calling too much I think is worse, because he's clingy. Not calling you at all has done you a favour. He's fast-tracked you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Calling too much, texting too much, and too many compliments, needy, borderline desperate behaviour. No, it is desperate actually. There's something missing there. Could be a narcissist coming in. And are we subconsciously seeking his validation and approval? If you don't really know him before you met him, you really should have no weight on your validation system unless there's something missing that you need to work on. That could come from the father, your upbringing, a little child waiting for approval and validation from the father. Or you can wait your whole life from some fathers for approval and validation. And then into adulthood, can someone please validate me? Yeah, so if you think he's Mr. Perfect instantly, your expectations try not to think it. No one's perfect. There's only perfect imperfection and imperfect perfection. Also, I think give him a chance to make an excuse. If he was going to meet you for coffee, and he doesn't show up, and he calls you later and his car broke down, okay, I'll let you off once. Although if your past boyfriend had let you down all the time, it might blow out for you and you think he's lying. But give him one chance to say something and not do it. I wouldn't give him more than 2 or 3 though. No. Watch out for excuse makers. There's a lot around. Sometimes because of past hurt and past relationships, we hear what we want to hear or don't hear what we want to hear. So the past guy, boyfriend can taint new guys coming in. Now let's say his car did break down, but your past boyfriend was always unreliable and not turning up. Guess what? You'll think he's lying, even though his car had actually broken down. So expectations can and will let you down. You need to tune yourself up. Well, he needs to tune his car up as well, unless he's lying. You need your internal relationship with yourself, coming from your upbringing and your inner voice? Is it saying I'm not lovable or I'm worthy? If that's not in balance, then an external relationship with the incoming guy is not going to be fully balanced and realised. Until you realise your true self-worth and love, then that's where you got to start. And so many people pretending to be confident, fine, and cool. So as a young lady or a newly single lady, single mum, entering the dating jungle, you need to be aware, assertive, intuitive, and back your inner voice. You need to work on your own self-value system, self-validation system. If that's so, you don't need external validation. A warrior princess, well, that's you, is assertive. She can easily tell someone what she likes and what she doesn't like. She has no problem saying the word no. N-O. One syllable, 2 letters, easy to say. She's not a people pleaser just to be accepted or to get the pat on the back. The warrior princess doesn't need the appreciation of the cool crowd. Doesn't need to fit in. She doesn't have to try to be cool or fit in. Trying hard to be cool, that's not cool. She doesn't compromise herself or her dignity for anyone. Not even Mr. Perfect. Not even Mr. Nobody. She realises what comes from people's mouths belongs to that person. Even if it's the thoughts and words are owned by the person saying them. Even if they're about her, yourself, even if they're about you, the person still owns them for saying them. Ownership law. Now, if someone's bitchy towards you and bad-mouthing you, they're walking around with the bad energy, not you. If you absorb it, then that's a problem. So what they're really saying is what's inside their mind. I mean, if you think of it, their brain's making the words, their voice box is projecting the sound, and their jaw and tongue is moving to say them. So if it's negative and bad and damaging towards you, they're the ones walking around with the garbage and the baggage. It's their mind and voice. I mean, if the nasty person doesn't matter to you, then what they say should matter less. And what really matters is what you think of yourself. That's what I'm saying. The person you look in the mirror. And if the bitchy girls are bitching about another girl, or who's really the bitch, really, when you think of it? They're the ones that... and look, if you get attacked by this word air directly, just let the attempt fail. Just let it fall flat. Don't justify yourself. But I didn't know. Just go, nice try. Or, you're right. Wow, it's amazing. How'd you know that about me? When's your thesis due out? I'd like to read it. It's their thoughts and their words and their envy. Okay. Good thing is, like, when someone does slice you down or tries to slice you down, don't let them. Is a good way is to thank them for the insight, and you'll consider it. And these comments about me are fascinating. I'd like to know more, actually. Wow, how do you get to know me so well? How do you get to know me so much? It's very interesting stuff. So you're almost asking for more and being unfazed. But what they're bringing to you are valuable lessons and opportunities to strengthen your core value and assertiveness and character. So that's one reason you can thank them. Even if you thank them internally without thank them vocally. And also, if you absorb it, you can become that very person. If you start playing games and getting involved in the tit for tat. So what you can do is wash off the mud, wash it off, and you might even end up with a handful of diamonds. Also, you've got to work on your own pat on the back system. If you've done nothing wrong, or you've done a good job at something, any criticism or even accolades should not put you up and down like a cork. If you've done a really nice painting, give yourself a little pat on the back. If someone walks in going, wow, that's the most amazing painting in this whole art school, you don't walk around the college like you're Rembrandt either, or Mozart, not Mozart, Monet. But if someone comes in and puts that very same painting down, you hopefully don't want to quit art school. You just don't go up and down with other people's comments, and that's their belief systems. Your own pat on the back, that's a great painting, I'm really improving. I'm just using art as an example. Also, don't be too proud to change your mind or tact it in certain areas. Pride can be a bit too fixed as a binding contract. It can corner you. It can cut down your options majorly. Your hands end up tied, and there's a gangplank. If someone said to you, look, you used to be really nasty, and yeah, I did actually, and now, look, I used to, I don't anymore. I've evolved out of that, grown out of that. So, you're not too proud that you're saying, yes, I was. Assertive communication, as opposed to passive communication or non-communication, will propel you further in life. Relationships, university, school. Also, I've got to hear, when you first meet someone, are we apologising and making excuses for him? Are we saying, look, he can't make it, he's all tied up, and he's running late because of this, to save face with your friends? About someone you've only just met, which is similar to my earlier point, but we can become an excuse machine for their excuses. You making excuses on top of his excuses he's already delivering to you. I think once you start making too many excuses for Mr. Nobody, Mr. Nobody can stay there. As Mr. Nobody, I meant. Another guy you might come across is Mr. Touchy-feely, all over you. And then when he's not around, he's less approachable, less contactable. Because really, when you're together, he can't have sex with you when you're not together. So when you're together, he can. So if he's actually gropey all over you physically when you're present, but more distant and gone when you're not, there's an imbalance there. When he's at another venue or back at home, he can't do anything with you. Really, you want, out of the two extremes, someone not wanting to see you, and someone wanting to see you more and more and more and more. Out of those two extremes, you'd maybe go for the not wanting to see you. Out of the two. But you've got to be careful. It's in the book here that loneliness can make some bad decisions. And also, like I mentioned this earlier, and I think in chapter 5-ish, if you scroll back on my blogs, don't put someone on a pedestal just because they're in a cool band, a rock star, just because he's a cool dude in the band. He's just strumming a guitar, for God's sake. My little boy could play guitar when he was 3, so don't put him on this pedestal and let him sleep around. Mr. Muso might be that much of a legend if you study his character traits. He might be staging it. So just going to finish off here. I'll go through sex, whether, dignity in the bedroom. That's on around pages 133, 134. Go through keeping your dignity on the sexual side. Then, guess what? Near the end there, just scrolling through the book here, we're coming to a close, but we will be looking at the glossary of terminology, which is in the chapter, but the closing words are, it's not easy to know what's on a guy's dating CV. His data log on how he treats women, his etiquette, his integrity. So that's why it's important to take your time and assess the picture. Feel the truth, because the answer's there. The answer's always there. So jump on Amazon, USA, or Australian sites. Grab Men and Their Mating Games. It's my only product. Grab a copy, and then you can use these vlogs and read the book and sort of bounce off, almost like you've got the author speaking to you. So just type in Men and Their Mating Games Van Paul on Amazon Kindle, and I'll be seeing you soon for my next post on the glossary of terminology that appears throughout the book. Ciao for now from sunny Australia.